Thank you. The Green Bay Area Public School District says a potential $34 million budget deficit means tough choices about cuts to certain programs.
The district is conducting a study, two in particular, the Fine Arts Institute at East High School and the International Baccalaureate program at several schools. Kristen Allen joining us there live this morning. Kristen, tell us what you can.
Well, there's a study being done to see if some of these programs are actually worth the investment. Now, the Fine Arts Institute is exclusive to East High School. You have to apply to and be accepted into the program. Currently, there's more than 60 kids in it, but the school district says that it's disproportionately more expensive than other school programming. The Fine Arts Institute offers classes in things like visual arts, performing arts, and dance, and also provides private lessons to students as well as access to professionals in these fields. The International Baccalaureate program that is at several schools is an inquiry and language acquisition-based learning model. The potential for these programs to be cut is due to a decrease in state funding, impacting not only Green Bay, but schools across the state. Parents of children in these programs say the district needs to make cuts elsewhere, but the district associate superintendent says it's not that easy.
We need to have arts in our schools. And I understand that they're not taking away the arts classes, but they are taking away our focused college preparatory program if they cut the Fine Arts Institute. This is not just something to do as an extracurricular activity. This is a focused program for these children.
Anytime you have specialized programs, you have some investments in it that are different. You have additional professional learning for staff and administrators to participate in. Sometimes you have annual fees that are part of being affiliated with the program.
The results from that return on investment study are expected later this spring. The board will then go over those results and vote on what, if anything, should be cut from the school district. Reporting live in Green Bay, Kristen Allen, Action 2 News.